since I got the Switch, and the first game I played on the Switch was Pokemon Shield. Pokemon Shield. And then recently, they just came out with Diamond and Pearl for the Switch. I didn't get it. Honestly, I should just play, like, Go Pikachu, Go Eve if I want to, like, really, get my Pokemon fix. I'm really looking forward to, like, the open world Arceus, I think that's the name, game that they're coming out with next year. Like, that's a game I will actually pre-order because I loved, like, in Pokemon Shield, the wild area. But I wasn't obsessed. I was not obsessed with Pokemon when I was a kid. I had the DS, or not the DS, the Game Boy Advance. Like, it was a flip, but it had backlighting. And I had Emerald, but that's the only game I had. And actually, I had played it, like, probably in 2016. Like, over the summer, I, like, re-picked up my Game Boy in 2016. And it was like, shoot, Pokemon Emerald is so much fun. But I always find it so interesting and so cute, the names of the Pokemon. So I found this article that is 16 common Pokemon name meanings from Generation 1. It says, if you've been playing Pokemon since Red and Blue came out, you probably know all of the first generation Pokemon by heart. However, there are some really interesting origins behind Pokemon names, and with Pokemon Go introducing a whole new group of fans to the Pokedex, why not take an in-depth look at some of the common Pokemon names, from Pikachu to Lapras. These Pokemon names all originate from some kind of play on words. You might roll your eyes at a few because they're too easy, but there are a lot of new Pokemon fans who might not know this stuff. And then, I guess this is what this ranker site is like. Vote up the Pokemon name origins you found most interesting, especially if you learned something new. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go to the one number 16 at the bottom and start there. Number 16. Zubat. Does anybody have a spare rebel? Zubato is a Japanese onomatopoeia for when sharp objects forcefully pierces something, perhaps referring to Zubat's fangs, or the screeching sound it makes. Oh, that's funny. Number 15. Let me find something to tap onto. Wait 1 second. Oh yeah. So if you guys are wondering, I am tapping on an Apple Watch box. The box for the Apple Watch. I think last time I said that my boyfriend got an Apple Watch for Hanukkah. And so he has this Apple Watch box at the table I'm sitting at. So number 15. Shelder and Cloyster talk about Pokemon that like to shut themselves away from the world. Shelder is a play on the word shelter. And Cloyster literally means cloister, like, yeah, what they said, cloister. Cloister. But cloister is also like an oyster. So it's like cloister. Cloister, which means what they said, which means shut yourself away, but it's spelled like oyster. So they're just like shellfish that want to be away from the world. Number 14. Abracadabra and Alakazam. I love them with their spoons. This might be obvious to 90s kids, but younger Pokemon fans may not know that Abracadabra and Alakazam were two popular incarnations that used to be spoken before the reveal of a magic trick. This explains their psychic powers and why Alakazam can bend spoons, kind of like a magic trick. Next one. Number 13. Clefairy and Clefable. If you were in band in high school, you know that a clef is a musical symbol found on sheet music that indicates the pitch of the notes being played. This explains why Clefairy and Clefable use the move metronome, which in real life is the name of a device that keeps the beat for you while you practice. And here we thought Jigglypuff was the musical one. Number 12. Atkins. I actually don't know how to pronounce it. Another thing was that I didn't really watch the show either. But, Atkins and Arbok. This one is pretty simple. Atkins is snake spelled backwards. I knew that. And Arbok is cobra spelled backwards. With a K, of course, because it's Pokemon. Remember in the cartoon how Arbok would say Charbok? I have no explanation for that. I just thought it was weird when I was 10. Number 11. Chansey. I'm actually not familiar with this Pokemon. It kind of looks like a Clefairy. It's like pink. But, Chansey, given how rare Chanseys are, the fact that they supposedly bring luck to whoever catches them, it only makes sense that their name is a combination of the words chance and lucky. Chansey. In fact, Chansey was originally named Lucky in Pokemon Red and Blue Beta. Okay, we're getting to the top 10. Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. This one is easy. You've got a Chard Salamander, a Chard Chameleon, and a Chard Lizard. I think Charmander is so cute. He is so cute, and I love the fire Pokemons. I always love to start with the fire Pokemon. In Shield, the first time I played, I started with Charbunny, and then the second time I played, and I never even finished it the second time, but my boyfriend wanted to start with the monkey group. a Scorbunny. And then I love Blaziken, the fire sign, the fire chicken, the fire chicken in Emerald. I always start with Blaziken. Number nine. Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, and Hitmonlee. If it already wasn't obvious, the kicking Pokemon Hitmonlee is an homage to Bruce Lee, while the punching Pokemon Hitmonchan is an homage to Jackie Chan. Oh, that's cute. Those are so funny. I love Hitmonchan, the boxing one. Number eight. They have Kangaskhan. I'm not familiar with this Pokemon. Kangaskhan is a combination of kangaroo and Kangaskhan, the brutally violent emperor of the Mongol Empire. This may explain the Pokedex entry that states Kangaskhan becomes violently enraged when protecting their young. That's funny. I mean, when I read it, Kangaskhan. Yeah, exactly. Kangaroo, Kangaskhan. That's funny. Number seven is one of my favorite Pokemon when I played Shield. Farfetch'd. I love him and his big leak. Oh my god, so cute. And then Surfetch'd with like the shield and sword made it out of the leak. Farfetch'd is obviously a misspelling of the adjective far-fetched, which may relate to the rarity of the Pokemon. Okay, I mean that makes sense. But like, I think in Shield they're not too rare. However, there's more meaning behind the appearance of far-fetched. There is an old Japanese proverb that roughly translates to, the bird won't come to the party leak in hand, ready to cook itself. Okay, so they're saying that like the prey won't come, ready to cook itself, with leek in hand, ready to cook itself, which explains why this weird duck Pokemon carries around a leek. That is actually so clever. That's why he carries a leek. But it's funny because it's a play on it, because it's like, he is coming to the party leek in hand, but the leek is his weapon. Another bird Pokemon that I love, it's not on this list, I just wanted to talk about it, is Hawlucha. The bird that's like a little, like a luchador, a Mexican wrestler, and he's so cute, and he does like little wrestling moves. That is me and my boyfriend's favorite Pokemon from Shield, and then we named our, what do you call those? Those like vacuum cleaners that are on the ground, made from iRobot. The Roomba. Well, anyway, we named our Roomba Hawlucha after our favorite Pokemon in Shield. Okay, but back to the facts. Number six is Kabuto. specifically those helmets that samurai used to wear. Number five are Articuno, Zapdos, just Zapdos, not Zapdos, Zapdos, and Moltres. It says, do you know how to count to Spanish, to 3 in Spanish? If not, let the legendary birds teach you. Oh, that's funny. Arctic Uno. Arctic Uno. So again, I don't know why. It's like I'm not familiar with these, but Arctic Uno must be the ice one. Arctic Uno. Zapdos. So that must be electric. Zapdos, and Moltres. Like molten maybe. So fire. Moltres. Una. Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres. That's funny. Number four is Nidoran. Given that this was the only Pokemon with male and female versions when Red and Blue came out, Nidoran confused a lot of kids in the late 90s. The name is partially based on the Japanese words ni, 2, and ni, 2, and nido, 2 times 2 degrees, referring to the 2 versions of the Pokemon that exist. The Japanese word ran, like Nidoran, also translates to orchid, a flower that could be purple or blue, the same colors of the male and female versions of the Nidoran, respectively. That's interesting. Number three is Lapras. Lapras is a variation of the word Laplace, Laplace, which holds several meanings for the Pokemon. Pierre-Simon Laplace was a famous mathematician who studied the sea and tides, which makes sense given that Lapras is a water Pokemon. Additionally, La Place is French for seat, which makes a lot of sense given that Lapras is one of the only water Pokemon that actually makes sense to ride, and Ash, in fact, does so in the cartoon. I mean, do you ride Lapras in the game though, or do you just ride Gyarados? Number two. And I wonder if it's just because how this article is, where it's like you vote on like the number 1 most interesting one, that people just like voted up the Pokemon that they liked. But number 2 is none other than Pikachu. The Pika is an actual rodent that exists in real life. Oh, I didn't know that. But a Pikachu's name is more based on wordplay than homage to the Pika. Pika is the Japanese onomatopoeia for this list is Gengar, 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 Gengar. Gengar has several meanings depending on how you look at it. You can assume Gengar is a play on the word doppelganger, which is appropriate for a Pokemon that pretends to be people's shadows. And finally, there is a Danish word, Gengar, a term used to describe ghosts found in Scandinavian folklore. Do you like Pokemon? I would be so down to do like the Pokemon name trigger words and just being like Pikachu and read all of them and look at them. I mean, I find them so cute.